Hello everyone, zyulls here, and I've got another TFT match for you today. This one we ended up with Prismatic Finale, so the last augment we get is going to be a Prismatic. And I did switch back to our KDA arena because I managed to get the all-out KDA Akali, a little legend, which is pretty cool. I like it a lot. I still think they're a little overpriced, and they're too reliant on luck. But yeah, it is a cool little legend. I will give it that. So the first unit we ended up with was Lilia, and we got Kaisa right away. So I'm looking at my shop thinking, maybe we just go with KDA. But testing out the emotes for Akali, and I could definitely see some of them being pretty obnoxious. I don't always love that some little legends are able to just spam emotes that are just obnoxiously loud, but that's a personal preference. I know some people like it. So looking at my shop here, I'm looking at that Evelyn headliner, and while it is tempting, at this point, I still haven't really decided, do I want to go KDA? Usually I see at least 2 or 3 people in the lobby trying for it early on. So I don't necessarily want to do a comp that is going to be contested. So that's why I ended up holding off on the Evelyn for now. And looking at these augments, we got Honor Roll, Partial Ascension, and Cutting Corners. I was really thinking about Cutting Corners, but I rolled into Young, Wild, and Free here, and I did end up grabbing it right here. This is one of my favorite augments, I think. It's just so obnoxious, and so I'm thinking I'll grab the headliner Lilia for now. It's Sentinel, gives my team more resistances, but at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably going to end up going KDA and really trying to see if I can get another KDA 10 game going. Because with Young, Wild, and Free, I can just go pick whatever I want from the carousel right away. And that means I would get first pick at any spatula or KDA emblem that would show up. So that is definitely my plan as of right now. And going in, I'm feeling pretty confident on winning the rounds here. We managed to get Seraphine right away and Kaisa. Usually I don't end up seeing those units until a little bit later on, so we're definitely going to be able to win streak here. And right here at 2-2, I end up finding a Nico. So this is the commitment moment of, okay, yes, I'm gonna focus on KDA. That's what my shop has given me. That's what I'm gonna play. I really did want to try some Hyperpop Spellweaver stuff, but and you can throw Lulu in there into the comp. You've got Seraphine and Ari also there, so Spellweaver isn't unutilized. But I usually like to try and go for those prismatic traits. I think that's the most fun way to play, at least for me. Even in ranked, I never want to do like just what's meta so that I win. That's probably the best idea and the best way to climb, but that's not how I enjoy the game. I want to climb, but I also want to play the comps I like. So looking at the shops, the next few shops here, I don't really grab anything unless they're KDA units or anything like that. So we're just chilling here, looking at the rest of the board, making sure I'm uncontested. I would definitely have considered swapping off if I saw a bunch of other people going KDA. Because in this lobby, I noticed there wasn't a ton of scouting going on. I didn't see a ton of people pop up on my board. Maybe I just didn't notice it at the time. But that would tell me that people would definitely be focusing on it. So For now, we're just chilling through the rounds. Coming off the carousel, I've got an Evelyn in the shop, which is actually really convenient because I want to level soon, and I didn't have that extra KDA unit to hit KDA 5, so very happy to see her show up. And again, 2-6, nothing in the shop. Don't exactly want to level or roll for anything, so we're just building interest. Looking at this player's board, I was a little concerned that this would be where I first lost. Country is usually something that it's pretty easy to overwhelm your opponent just because you get the extra unit with Hecarim. But I think the only reason I didn't lose there is because I gave my Nico a Warmogs. I think if I didn't do that earlier, this definitely would have been where our streak ended. So we'll grab the Evelyn, Krugs, and at this point I'm really hoping Krugs can give me a rod or two, because going into carousels I really want to grab spatulas. And to my dismay, we don't find any spats. We do get some good items though. We definitely have some options that we can throw down for Akali or Ari. And at this point, those are the two headliners that I'm looking at. I haven't decided which one I want to go for yet. I figure whichever one shows up first will be who I focus on. Item depending. If I ended up with a bunch of swords and gloves and bows and no rods or tears, then definitely Akali, but at this point it's pretty flexible. And saving that champion duplicator for whichever one that I do end up finding. And here we go up against the only other undefeated person in the lobby. And I knew going in, if you can't tell already, I knew this was going to be my first loss just by seeing that Viego and the 2-star Yasuo. Because he was able to get that early forecast unit, I'm like, yep, there's no way. True damage edgelord, it's going to rip through my tanks. My tanks have been holding on real strong, but they can't hold on through the true damage. But looking at the second augment, we've got late game specialist, misconnections, and recombobulator. I really did consider recombobulator for a bit here. I knew I didn't want to go to 9, and at this point now I'm looking at cybernetic uplink and then vampirism, thinking, ooh man, these are all really good options. But I do end up rolling the recombobulator. for something else that I was considering. Um, Being able to control which 2 stars I get was very valuable to me, so I ended up with the team building. Um, I'm like, Nico and Lilia, they're really going to be holding the front line. I need to make sure I star them up. So that was my thought process on why I picked team building there, but I don't think vampirism was a bad option either. Cleanly take the round 3-2, and again, looking at the shop, we don't have anything we want, but we are finally at 50 gold, so we will start getting those max gains on interest. Looking at this board, right about now I'm panicking a little bit because of the way I have to position with KDA. My carries are stuck on that Cassante. They do end up taking him out, but it's not early enough, and the rest of that front line for this chunk, they didn't make it all the way over. So but here, I do see the Ari. I do see the Ari there, but I opted for the Rod at first. So I picked the Rod because I'm like, oh, that's a piece of the spat that I need. I should grab that. And then I noticed the Ari afterwards, and I'm like, well, shoot. I thought noticing Karthus and Thresh, that was it. Those were the 4 costs. I completely missed it. But it's not a total loss because we do have, like I said earlier, we do have some options on which way we want to go for if we want Akali headliner or Ari headliner. And this is another round where I knew right away this would be another loss. We would continue our streak because that Aphelios is fully itemed out, and none of my units are. While I do think the board is strong, I haven't fully utilized any of the items on my bench yet because I am holding off to see which ones I want to commit. So here we do go to level 7. Just to get another unit on the board and preserve a little bit of HP. I was a little concerned about that, going on a win streak for so long and then ending up losing it, but we do find a random Akali here. And at this point I'm like, ooh, probably gonna end up going Akali. We do end up taking another loss, but I'm not too worried. We're able to 2-star our Nico here, and we do end up getting an Ari. So now I'm sort of back to the, well, do I focus on Akali or Ari? So my next line of thinking was whoever I find in the shop first. And hopefully wolves will give me a spatula. And I was not so fortunate, but we do find another rod, which is kind of pleasing. At this point, I'm like, nah, there's probably no shot that I get 2 KDA emblems, because that's at this point what I would need with the KDA headliner. So unfortunately, that dream is crushed at this point. But having the 2 rods means we can itemize Ari and Akali at the same time, so we're not just putting all of our eggs into one basket. And right here, I see Overwhelming Force, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should just grab that. In hindsight, though, I think Cybernetic Bulk would have been just better. Because I do grab the Overwhelming Force, and I find an Akali here. And because we get the Magnetic Remover, I'm not afraid to put these items down now on our carries, because if I find the headliner and I need to swap out the unit, either Akali or Ari, I'm free to do that. But again, I'm holding off on using that duplicator because I'm really trying to see if I can hit a 3-star headliner for either one. Right here, I am thinking about leveling, but there is another player that's running KDA in the lobby. So I'm thinking, my likelihood of seeing all of the units that I want is not the highest. While I would be higher level than them, just didn't want to run that risk. So I opted for holding off on leveling, just so that I had a little bit more gold in my pocket when I do start rolling. And looking at this board, or this carousel, I did see the Akali this time right away, but I still opted for the Ari because of the glove. The glove would give me access to Steadfast Heart or Jeweled Gauntlet, depending on which one I wanted. And I think that would have been better. I mean, having more information about how the rest of the match goes, I should have grabbed the Akali. And that's all I'll say. So we leveled to 8 here, we sell our Lilia, and now we're really looking for either Akali or Ari. Whoever I can find there. So I see a Nico, and I don't want that, as tempting as it is. And we keep getting just units that I don't care about. We do find a Ziggs, which is nice. I end up playing that, and I do a little panicking, and I opt to put in my other 2-star Nico just for a little extra beef. And at this point, I just realized, or at this point in the match, I just realized my my Lilia is no longer out, and so I don't have KDA 7. I don't know if that would have made me like one that much faster though. So I kind of lucked out. It didn't end up being a big deal. And here, I do get the Lilia in, but we're still hoping to find that headliner that I'm looking for. To my dismay, we still don't do it. Finding an awful lot of Ezreal though. But that just doesn't help me. So here we're going up against the other KDA player. I don't regret rolling so much because I only see he's got 2 Aries on the bench. So I think we made an okay choice here. And that was the first time I had seen the all-out Akali takedown. Very cool. It's definitely one of the cooler ones I've seen. But going into chickens, we do end up hitting a Akali headliner, so very happy about that. Go ahead and lock that shop up, and no need to act hastily now. The chickens are not going to do anything to me. Fun fact though, I definitely have lost a minion round before. May or may not have forgotten to buy in the shop. Let me know down below if any of you have also done that. But so we immediately grab another rod. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, I want to get items on. I want to get more items on Ari right now. She is putting in a lot of work, and she's not 2-starred. But here I need to start utilizing all of my items. So I pick up a Pantheon just to give him something, so I can take all of these off of my Akali. And then we'll just get rid of them right away while I contemplate what else I want to do. I definitely could have just made the items that I end up putting on my units. But I really wanted to make sure I didn't throw around because I missed out on getting those crucial items on my carries. We barely lose this round. 2-star Ari is just not enough, unfortunately. But we find an eco, and I end up using both of the lesser duplicators on her, which I'm very happy with. And then we do go ahead and give her that steadfast heart. Hindsight, I probably should have just given it to her right away, because then we probably would have won that last round. So here we're squaring up against the undefeated player in the lobby, and my thought process is if I can beat this player, then I know I can basically, like, I have a shot at winning the lobby. And it was a little close. That Mordekaiser's almost down, that Echo's almost down. The only things that are really healthy are the Yasuo and the Ziggs, and the Senna. So going forward, I'm like thinking, all right, we just got to switch up our positioning a little bit so that we match up a little better. on this carousel, we do find another Akali that we are able to claim right away. I don't know if anyone else would have grabbed it. It's definitely something I've thought about. While it is my favorite augment, later on it definitely can be a little underwhelming. So here we 2-star our Akali and we find another in the shop, so I'm just rolling down as quick as I can, trying to find just one more because I do have that champion duplicator just sitting in the corner there, waiting to be used. And I don't know if you can tell from my mouse movements, but I'm a little annoyed that I rolled all the way down there and I'm the only one picking it up, but we were not able to find at least one more Akali. Granted, we're not level 9, we don't have the highest chance, but given the board state, we don't need it, and we do get to see this sick animation again. They do end up finding another Ahri, so we get the 2-star Ahri without using the duplicator. I might have been able to preserve a little bit more of my HP had I used that duplicator on Ahri earlier. But getting so many Akalis, I just all-in on it. I tried to go all out, if you will. Yeah, okay. But here we do end up trying just a small variation against this top player now, where we move our Nico over to tank that Yasuo. And it does make quite a big of a difference. If you look at most of his units, they're all a lot lower than, I mean, we got one unit down extra, and the Echo and the Mordekaiser were low again, so we are getting closer. All I need to do is find another Akali, and instead I find an Ahri. From that dragon, looking at the item that it gives me, I do end up grabbing the Sunfire, and we pick up the Zed and just any other 4-cost units to try and get them out of the pool. And look at that, another Ahri. I don't even grab it. I'm just getting nothing. I'm a little desperate at this point, and yeah, it's not going to help me. I can't buy it, but I just want to see it in the shop. Unfortunately, we were not graced with one more Akali. So we're going into 6-1, and I know, I mean, it's do or die, basically. If I drop one round, I'm going to get knocked out. And to my dismay, this player's got a Lowy on the board, and they have 2-starred her. So Akali can't clear out these tentacles fast enough and get taken out for a solid 3rd place. And y'all can see here, it does say silver to 90 LP. I did play a few games last night, and I am the king of getting 6th place. So we did D-rank, but that's going to do it for me. If you like this, feel free to check out any of the other videos that I put out. I put something out every day at 9 a.m. And yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.